The political and entertainment worlds collided in absolutely stunning fashion yesterday when Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi were photographed arriving at a major government building in Nanjing for what multiple sources confirm was a closed-door meeting with President Xi Jinping and senior cultural policy officials to discuss strategies for elevating Chinese entertainment industry to world-leading status and for ensuring that Chinese artists and entertainment products bring honor and positive attention to the nation on the global stage. The extraordinary nature of such direct presidential engagement with entertainment industry representatives, particularly with two relatively young actors rather than with established industry veterans or company executives, has sparked immediate intense speculation about why specifically Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi were selected for this honor and responsibility, what proposals or initiatives were discussed during the private meeting, and what this signals about the government's evolving approach to managing and promoting Chinese entertainment both domestically and internationally in an era where cultural influence is increasingly recognized as a crucial component of national power and global standing. Why would President Xi personally involve himself in entertainment industry planning and reform discussions at a level of detail that includes meeting with specific actors? And does this unprecedented attention to cultural matters reflect new strategic priority for using Chinese entertainment as soft power tool to counter Western cultural dominance and to promote Chinese values and narratives to global audiences? According to sources with knowledge of the meeting's background and purpose, the initiative stems from highest levels of Chinese government recognizing that despite China's economic and military rise to superpower status, its cultural influence and soft power remain significantly behind Western nations, particularly the United States, whose entertainment exports dominate global markets and shape international perceptions and values. The decision to engage directly with successful young entertainment figures like Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi, rather than only with studio executives and industry associations, apparently reflects desire to understand artists' perspectives and to ensure that any new policies and initiatives will actually support creative excellence, rather than simply imposing additional restrictions or bureaucratic requirements that stifle the very creativity and innovation that successful entertainment requires. The fact that both Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi have demonstrated both commercial success and relatively positive public images without major scandals makes them attractive representatives of the kind of artists the government wants to promote and support. The detail that has political analysts and entertainment industry observers absolutely stunned is that sources claim President Xi specifically wanted to discuss Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi's recent international activities and their growing overseas fan bases as examples of Chinese entertainment successfully reaching global audiences, using their specific careers as case studies for understanding what works in international markets and what barriers Chinese artists face in competing with Korean, Japanese, and Western entertainment products. The implication that China's highest leader is paying attention to specific celebrities' international activities and fan engagement represents extraordinary level of governmental interest in entertainment industry details, and suggests that cultural diplomacy and soft power projection through entertainment have become truly priority concerns at the highest levels of Chinese leadership. The pressure and responsibility that Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi must feel knowing that the president himself is aware of and interested in their work and their international reception is difficult to imagine, as is the surreal experience of sitting in a room with national leadership discussing their careers and the broader future of Chinese entertainment industry. The Nanjing meeting location itself carries symbolic significance, as Nanjing has historically been important cultural and political center in Chinese civilization and currently serves as capital of Jiangsu province, while also hosting various national-level government facilities and meeting spaces used for significant political and policy discussions. The choice of Nanjing rather than Beijing for this particular meeting may reflect scheduling considerations or the specific facilities and security arrangements available, though some observers note that Nanjing's historical cultural importance makes it symbolically appropriate location for discussions about China's cultural future and artistic development. The government building where the meeting occurred was under extraordinary security, with the area surrounding it being effectively closed to normal traffic and pedestrian activity, reflecting the high-level nature of the gathering and the importance of protecting the president and other senior officials in attendance. Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi's arrival at the meeting venue was captured by official photographers and videographers, whose presence indicates the government wanted documentation of this engagement between leadership and entertainment industry representatives, presumably for potential future public release as part of broader messaging about the government's commitment to supporting Chinese culture and arts. The photographs show both actors dressed in formal business attire appropriate for such serious governmental setting, their expressions showing mixture of honor, nervousness, and gravity befitting the extraordinary situation they found themselves in. The contrast between their usual contexts of filming sets, concert venues, and entertainment industry events, and the imposing governmental architecture and security presence of this meeting creates striking visual representation of entertainment's elevation to matter of national strategic importance. The specific topics and proposals discussed during the closed-door meeting remain largely confidential, though various leaks and informed speculation provide partial picture of what was likely addressed. Major themes apparently included discussion of what policy changes, financial incentives, or institutional support would help Chinese entertainment products achieve higher quality and greater international competitiveness, what barriers currently prevent Chinese artists and productions from reaching global audiences effectively, how to balance creative freedom necessary for excellent entertainment with the government's legitimate interests in ensuring cultural products reflect positive values and don't damage national reputation, and what role successful artists like Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi themselves could play in mentoring next generation of talent and in representing Chinese entertainment excellence internationally. The initiative being discussed is apparently far more comprehensive than simply throwing money at entertainment industry, instead representing a holistic approach to identifying and addressing multiple systemic issues that currently limit Chinese entertainment's global reach and influence. These issues include quality of writing and storytelling, which sometimes lags behind international standards, production values and technical expertise in areas like visual effects and cinematography, international distribution and marketing infrastructure which remains underdeveloped compared to Korean and American systems, language barriers and the challenge of creating content that works both for domestic audiences and for international markets with different cultural contexts and expectations, and regulatory environment that sometimes creates uncertainty and risk that discourages the kind of bold creative choices that often define internationally successful entertainment. Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi's specific contributions to the discussion apparently included sharing their personal experiences with international fans and overseas activities, discussing what they perceive as strengths and weaknesses of Chinese entertainment compared to international competition, providing artist perspective on how regulations and industry practices affect creative work, and potentially offering suggestions about what changes would most benefit both creative quality and commercial success. The fact that senior government officials, including the president himself, were apparently willing to listen to relatively young entertainment industry figures share their perspectives and critiques suggests genuine interest in understanding and addressing issues, rather than simply imposing top-down solutions without input from people who actually work in the creative industries. The potential policy outcomes and initiatives that might emerge from this meeting and the broader consultative process it represents could significantly reshape Chinese entertainment industry in coming years. Possibilities being discussed include substantial government funding for high-quality productions with international potential, creation of new training programs and institutions to develop world-class creative talent in writing, directing, and technical production roles, reforms to regulatory approval processes to reduce uncertainty and provide clearer guidelines about what is and isn't acceptable content, support for international distribution infrastructure including streaming platforms and theatrical distribution networks, and programs to facilitate collaboration between Chinese artists and international partners who can help Chinese productions achieve technical and creative excellence while maintaining Chinese cultural identity and values. The symbolic and practical significance of having Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi specifically represent the entertainment industry in discussions with national leadership has generated extensive commentary about what their selection indicates about government preferences and priorities. Both actors represent relatively safe choices with successful careers, positive public images, and demonstrated ability to maintain professional behavior and avoid scandals that would embarrass the government's association with them. Neither has history of political controversy or statements that would complicate their role as government-endorsed representatives of Chinese entertainment. Their youth and international appeal make them forward-looking symbols of where Chinese entertainment is heading rather than representatives of established old guard, while their commercial success demonstrates they understand what audiences want rather than representing purely artistic or highbrow sensibilities, divorced from popular entertainment realities. The pressure and responsibility that now falls on Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi following this high-level government engagement is extraordinary, as they will undoubtedly be watched closely to see whether their subsequent career choices and public behavior justify the confidence and attention the government has invested in them. Any future scandals or controversies involving either actor would be particularly embarrassing given their elevation to representatives of Chinese entertainment excellence, creating incentives for both of them to be even more careful and conservative in their personal and professional choices than they might otherwise have been. The potential benefits of this relationship with national leadership include access, resources, and support that could significantly advance their careers, but these come with implicit expectations and obligations that may constrain their creative and personal freedom. the international reaction to news of this meeting has been mixed, with some observers seeing it as positive indication that Chinese government recognizes importance of cultural soft power and is willing to invest in and support creative industries, while others view it more skeptically as evidence of increasing government control and politicization of entertainment that could ultimately stifle the very creativity and authentic cultural expression that makes entertainment genuinely influential and appealing. The involvement of entertainment industry in national strategic planning is not unique to China, as many governments recognize cultural industry's economic and diplomatic importance, but the specific degree of top leadership personal engagement represented by presidential meeting does reflect Chinese political system's more centralized and top-down approach to policy development and implementation. In conclusion, the extraordinary summons of Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi to Nanjing for direct meeting with President Xi Jinping to discuss initiatives for making Chinese entertainment industry world-leading and source of national pride represents unprecedented elevation of entertainment matters to highest levels of government attention and engagement. The recognition at presidential level that cultural influence and soft power projection through entertainment are crucial components of national strength and global standing signals major commitment to supporting and developing Chinese creative industries in ways that could significantly reshape industry structure, funding, and creative possibilities in coming years. For Liu Yuning and Zhao Lusi personally, participation in such historic high-level discussions represents extraordinary honor and opportunity,